Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. Guys, at the moment of recording this video, as usual, I always have to say this. We are on 916 subscribers, which I am truly grateful for. Thank you so much to everybody that has subscribed. Thank you so much to everyone who has liked the video, is watching, is leaving a comment, even if they're asking for something or about something. Thank you so much to everybody. But yeah, let us get straight into today's video. Okay, so in today's video, we are going to be talking about job scams, as you've probably seen by the title and the thumbnail of the video. Job scams, how to avoid them, how to not just avoid job scams, guys, at all costs. But unfortunately, the society that we live in today, people are very much like, I recently was watching a show called Love is Blind, and I what I do is when I watch shows like that, afterwards I look at the commentary, and so some girls on that show were being like mean girls, and so when I was watching some commentary videos, somebody said literally these girls, one of the girls, um told another girl, she was like, your soul has acne. Like outside you may be beautiful and all that stuff, but your soul has acne. And I feel like these job scammers, guys, I don't know how else I would describe them, because why would you scam somebody or steal from somebody who is like at their bottom? Like literally, that saying of kicking me at the bottom. I don't even remember it right now, but yeah, whatever that saying is, like, no, guys, it is ridiculous. Job scammers should honestly be taken seriously. Like they should be taken to prison. I'm serious. They should be taken to prison because, like, it's insane. But, anyways, enough about that. This video was inspired by a video that I saw from Carte Blanche, and I love watching Carte Blanche and just them telling stories that, we really see in the everyday life. But yeah, in today's video rather, we're gonna be talking about job scams, how to avoid job scams. I have been scammed before. There's a video out there of me on the internet on camera talking about my job scam experience and how I worked a whole day for free. I'll link it, or you can just go to my channel, just scroll down, you will find it. But yeah, so the first tip number one is always do your research, always do your research. And as much as you did the research in order to find the job, do your research after you find the job. Do you understand what I mean? I don't know if you get what I mean, but the first thing is, like, when you are out here looking for these jobs, right? Most of us, we go on Google. We know Google is one of the biggest search engines. And so when you go there, maybe you're typing in like, oh, waitress jobs near me, waiter jobs near me, or assistant jobs near me. Like once you get those jobs, because once you put that in Google, you will find something. The internet is crazy like that. You will find something, you will find numbers, you'll find contacts. Just do your research, do a bit of furthermore digging, find out the company that is hiring, how credible are they. Like you see those numbers that you see, go and do the research. If there's an address, go see, put that address on Google, put that address on Facebook, go on Facebook groups, find out, is this company real? Is there anybody that you legitimately know that is like, okay, this person works there? So when you are out here looking for a job, do as much research as possible. I don't think I've given enough tips or enough information, but do as much research as possible. That's the only thing I can say. That's one way to avoid the scams. Okay. Number two, how to avoid job scams, guys. Use credible sites and resources. Okay. So for me right now, if you guys don't know, I'm very early in my career. Just getting started. But I use credible sources when I'm searching for jobs, guys. LinkedIn is my favorite. I am always on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is, first of all, it's easy to use. And it's also like social media in a way, so it's interesting as well. Unlike the other job sites, because there's Indeed. Indeed is like number two on my list because I feel like it's also credible. I've had a few interviews from Indeed, and yeah, I think those are my top two. Top two. Like Those are the sites that I trust with my life. And don't get me wrong, there are scams on LinkedIn. Okay, don't get me wrong, there are scams on LinkedIn, but the chances of getting scams on LinkedIn is very low. But you can still, even after getting that job on LinkedIn, go and do your research. Go and do your research, okay? So, for example, you apply for a job and they call you for like a job interview and stuff like that. Like, you can still go do your research. See, is this company on LinkedIn? Can I see if anybody's working there? So that's the thing with the beauty of LinkedIn. That why I love LinkedIn so much is that it's such a wholesome app. Like it's like partially social media, and you can search for jobs, and also you can see people who are actually working at these companies. So for example, there's this job post from ShopRite. You can click the poster of that job so you can see who's the hiring manager. Most jobs allow you to see that. You can see who's the hiring manager, where they're hiring from. Like you can just see so many things. So feel free, guys. Feel free to do all of that. Another thing is LinkedIn just gives you that freedom where you don't really have to, you know, go through. You will know with LinkedIn if it's a scam, you will just know. It will look a bit too sketchy, it'll look a bit too sketchy. They will put it out there. Anyways, number three, if they ask for money, run, run, Mulife, run. Don't look back, just run. No job is supposed to ask you for money. I've shared my story before. I've been asked for money before. I've paid money before. I think it was like 150 or even 300 rand. But nonetheless, it's 150 too much. You understand? Like, you're not supposed to pay for a job. If somebody says, give me this much, I'm going to get you a job, don't do it. Don't do it. I think getting a job is one of the only free things that we have in this life, okay? Bills are not free, rent is not free, so many things. Food is not free, but getting a job should be free. So that means you shouldn't pay. If they say, "Oh no, it's an application for me, how they reeled me in is because I was looking for a waitress job. Guys, the time that time I don't think I'm a person who can be on my feet all day. But I applied for a waitress job and I was like, yeah, and they were like, yeah, we do training, so we train you and then afterwards we get you the job. And this money, they wanted us to even pay like 600 rand. And I was like, I don't have that. I can pay partially. But they're like, yeah, it's for the full training and certificate. And no, guys, it's honestly a scam, So if they ask for money, run, don't look back. Okay. The fourth tip that I have, I know I have my viewers from like several countries, but tip number four that I have, guys, is if the interview is in Joburg. If the interview is in Joburg, guys, run. Run, don't look back. And I don't mean run, don't run to Joburg. Don't go to Joburg, okay? Particularly Commissioner Street, guys. 19-year-old Veronica, has been in Joburg, Commissioner Street. I remember I was there. I worked for a day for free at a restaurant that I don't even want to mention. It's not worth me mentioning them. Like, even now, and it was a franchise restaurant. So I don't know if those people had connections there where they would just like get free labor. But to this day, I even feel some type of way ordering food from that franchise. I can't. They've recently moved to a mall near me, and they've replaced a restaurant that used to be my favorite there. And now they're there, and I can't even get in. I really can't, because when I remember that day where I worked so hard, guys, I worked my butt off. I remember I was so tired. I came back, and my dad was just like, don't go back, man. Don't go back. This is abuse. I think he was just being lenient because I don't know, he could see Aisha, my child is like tired, she's torn apart. He was just like, don't go back. So yeah, you'll see things like that, guys. Even if they ask, oh, you'll start a job and you have to do all these trainings for free, guys. Training is supposed to be paid. There's no job that it's like, oh, you're doing training, but the training is for free. No, unless if it's like a non-paid internship. I don't even believe in those, guys. At least you must get a little something for your money, unless you're volunteering like for an organization. Like for me, I've worked the first teaching job that I've worked for, of course, I wasn't paid much, but it was so fulfilling and I was giving back to the community. So I loved that aspect. But yeah, if you have to go and work for free, run, especially in Joburg, Commissioner Street, guys. Mark my words, that commission, yo, No, it just even haunts me. Um, the other tip that I have, now it's actually just even escaping my mind. But the other tip that I have for job scams, or how you can tell that it's a job scam, is if they contact you informally. I don't know if you understand what I mean, but if they contact you like on WhatsApp, like recently, I had somebody contact me on WhatsApp. I don't know how they got my information, and it's so funny because these scammers are getting smarter and smarter to the point where they are tailoring the information. This person contacted me, and I low key think it's my fault because my number just be there like lying around floating on the internet. But please don't find my number, guys. I will change it soon. But they contacted me and said, if you want a job, reply to this. And I remember asking the person, like, what am I replying to? What for? I even asked the person, I'll see if I can put screenshots on my screen. I'll see if I find the screenshots on my screen. I even remember sending the person a voice note, and I'm like, what is this about? Do you want to jump on a call with me tomorrow and then introduce yourself? That's the only way I can go for forth. And they really like pushing money. Like this person kept on pushing money, like, oh, you'll be doing this and that, and this is how much you'll be getting paid. Like, reply. I'm like, but the way you contacted me is so informal, whether your job is like informal, like whether your job is casual. Like for me, the industry that I work in, marketing, it can be very informal in terms of we are not like, oh, I hope you are well this day. Like my particular industry and my particular company, we're not like that. But through the interview process and just that process of getting to know each other, we're very much formal, and we keep it very much like formal and serious, until of course you start working, then you're getting to know people. But if they contact you on things like WhatsApp, my sister, no, my brother, no. That is just definitely like a red flag. It's different, and like it's different if you've signed the contract and you've spoken to them, like maybe even on a call or whatever, or you see. Right? And yeah, so those are just some of the tips and tricks that I have. Maybe I'll give you a bonus one, but it's not really a bonus one because I mentioned it before, guys. Do your research, okay? Put the address in Google, find out, and also share with your family and friends as well. If you're going to an interview and you feel like, this is kind of sketchy, share. I know we don't know all companies in the world, but for me, a simple Google search, especially if it's an established company, and by established, I don't mean like, oh, it's a big company like Deloitte or KPMG or stuff like that. It can be a small company, relatively small company, like less than 10 employees. But if it's an actual business, guys, if I can add a business to Google right now, then surely the business can do that too. If they're established, you'll be able to find them and see if they are legitimate or not, So do your research, share with family and friends, especially if you can see that, if you're a bit skeptical, and always follow your intuition, follow your guts. When I was scammed, I low key could see that, yeah, something is fishy. But of course, sometimes we're desperate, which is okay. I understand because, like, when you're looking for a job, and particularly when you're getting started out, like maybe you just finished high school or you just finished varsity, there's that level of desperation that these job scammers are able to just, they're able to just leverage off because you are desperate and they can literally smell it off of you. And it's understandable, but at the same time, what they're doing is not right, Like for me, I got laid off late early on this year. But when I got laid off, there was a sense of I wasn't, like I was at peace. It wasn't stressing me like that. Like, it really wasn't stressing me. I even applied to a call center like at some point just for fun, and they invited me for the interview, and I was like, okay, no, this is not what I want. I know I can do better, and I know there is better out there waiting for me. Okay, so if you've reached this part of the video, thank you so much for watching and listening. But yeah, I hope these tips can help you guys out a lot because they helped me out a lot. And this whole thing, it's just learning, guys. It's honestly just learning. Nobody knows everything. I don't know everything. There's something that I can learn from you. There's something that you can teach me. There's a lot. So comment down below if you yourself have been scammed, and how one can go about it. Share your tips, share your tricks and your tips and tricks of how people can avoid being scammed, because it is a real pandemic out there, okay? Like this scamming thing, it's an industry that is growing. And don't get me wrong, like scamming is everywhere. It's not just in South Africa or Africa. It is everywhere, literally. So, yeah, guys, if you've reached this part of the video, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.